Okay, so as I've told you before, the real story, the quote, real story with Donald Trump and Stormy Daniels is not whether Melania Trump knew that Trump was having an affair or didn't know. It's not whether Trump used a condom. As interesting as I know that that's become for a lot of people in our audience, I've seen the emails. Some don't care, some do. The really important part of the Stormy Daniels story is the possibly coercive nature of these non-disclosure agreements that are being used. And number two, the potential illegality of the $130,000 in hush money that Stormy Daniels was paid. There are a few different ways that the hush money might have been illegal. The story we're being told is that because Michael Cohen likes Donald Trump so much, out of his friendship for Donald Trump, out of his genuine love for his client, Donald Trump, he decided to cut a check to Stormy Daniels for $130,000 out of his own money, merely to get her to go away and not talk about what, of course, they maintain is a totally fake allegation of an affair. And he never even asked Donald Trump for reimbursement to the $130,000. And where it gets really unbelievable is that Trump is a billionaire. How many times over there's disagreement about, but I guess we believe that Trump is a billionaire. Michael Cohen had to mortgage his house or like get a home equity line of credit in order to get that $130,000 that he gave to Stormy Daniels. And supposedly Donald Trump never paid Cohen back, maybe because he had no idea about this. It's laughable, right? Any clear-thinking person recognizes that this makes no sense whatsoever. There is no chance in hell that when your client's a billionaire, you just love him so much that instead of just asking him to reimburse you for the $130,000, you mortgage your house and never tell Donald Trump about it. It's totally not believable. But Michael Cohen's lawyer, Cohen himself has lawyered up, right? So Trump's lawyer is Cohen. Cohen has a lawyer named David Schwartz. David Schwartz has been going around telling any show that will listen that this is the story, no matter what logic dictates. And David Schwartz was interviewed on the Megyn Kelly daily program, the daytime program. For all my criticisms about Megyn Kelly and this pretty stupid daily show that he has, she made David Schwartz look really, really stupid when he told this story about $130,000 paid out of love by Michael Cohen. And it was so bad that at one point the entire audience is just laughing at the guy. Let's look at the video. It's worth seeing the whole way through to just see how every time he says it, Megyn Kelly shows the total lack of credibility that this story has.
Yep.
And business. Okay.
That is true. But the weird thing about this case is that Michael Cohen signed the deal. Donald Trump didn't. And you are claiming that Michael Cohen, the president's lawyer and fixer, the Ray Donovan character, never, ever told Donald Trump about it.
Never told him.
And Michael Cohen dispensed $130,000 of his own money and never sought reimbursement from Donald Trump?
100%. So the way...
No one believes that, David.
Yeah, well, lots of people...
Lots of people
believe it. Okay, if you understand the dynamics of the relationship, it was not
the dynamics of the relationship. Donald Trump has billions of dollars and Michael Cohen doesn't.
Let me finish Michael Cohen does have millions of dollars, okay?
Billions.
So, no.
Billions and billions.
All right, let me finish my answer, okay? Michael Cohen had great authority within that organization to take care of things.
To fix. I'm talking about the money now.
So now the money. You got to see the way this all comes down. First of all, he got approached, okay? He got approached 19 days or 15 days before the election, okay? He got approached. It'll take $130,000 to make this go away.
Got it.
He had to make a decision, okay?
I get it. I'm not even challenging on that. I'm challenging on the impossibility that he paid $130,000 for something he didn't do and never sought reimbursement from his client.
I get it when you're looking at it in a vacuum, but if you understand the relationship here, it makes complete sense that he's approached. Am I going to go to the boss or am I not going to go to the boss? All right, what do? He chose not to go to the boss.
Why?
He chose to take care of this thing.
Why wouldn't he get $130,000? Why would he pay $130,000 of his own money?
Well, you know what? When Michael Cohen does come out, you're gonna find out the mechanics of that.
No, you're not answering. You're dodging. You're getting out of bounds.
I am answering.
What's the truth?
The truth is he loves the boss, and
he did it out of love.
He did it. He did it. He did it out of love. and he did it out of loyalty. Okay?
He's a sweet guy.
All right?
Who believes this, right? And Megyn Kelly doing a really good job here of showing that the story they're telling is ridiculous. And by the way, it's still not clear that Cohen wasn't reimbursed. I'm guessing at some point we will learn that Michael Cohen was reimbursed for those $130,000, and we will find out in what way it was done. The term we have to apply here is called Trump's razor. Josh Marshall from Talking Points Memo and sci-fi writer John Scalzi sort of together, one or both of them built up and promoted this term. You've got Occam's razor, right? I love this. Occam's razor simply is, if you've got two explanations for the same occurrence, the simpler one is usually better or more accurate, or said another way, the explanation for a phenomena that requires fewer assumptions is generally the better one. Sort of like the simplest explanation is generally the one that we should prefer or gravitate to. Not always true, but it's a principle. Trump's razor is, if you have two competing explanations for an occurrence, the one that implies the stupidest behavior by Trump and his cronies is the one that you go with. And by the time that this is all said and done, I think we might end up with another instance of that here, which is that of all the different ways in which the Stormy Daniels situation could have been handled, the one that directly implies the highest degree of stupidity from Donald Trump and everybody working for him is the one that ultimately will be the true one, and that might include illegal payments, that might include instances of absolute and sheer idiocy. And David Schwartz truly gutted here, I mean, embarrassingly so, by Megyn Kelly in this interview. Their claims are falling apart, and every time we learn a little bit more about Michael Cohen, the more he seems genuinely like a mafia thug type character working for Donald Trump, and I don't believe for a moment that Trump is just totally in the dark about what it is that's going on. Discuss this with us on our subreddit at davidpakman.com/REDDIT. Today's episode of The David Pakman Show is made possible in part by Brilliant. You watch The David Pakman Show or listen to The David Pakman Show, so clearly you're interested in politics and in following what's going on in the world and the economy, the environment. But what's crucial to understand is that almost everything we talk about on this show is sort of on the foundation of math, science, and philosophy. And keeping up with the news is one thing, but you're never really fully equipped to understand political issues and have debates with people until you've actually developed a more complete understanding of how the world works and how these issues work at the most fundamental level. And Brilliant is one of the most effective and enjoyable ways to do that that I've ever come across. You can learn hands-on about statistics, crime, climate science, energy. It's a long list. And you can get started right now by signing up for free at brilliant.org/David Pakman. First 200 people who visit brilliant.org/David Pakman will also get 20% off an annual premium membership. Check it out. Sign up for free today at brilliant.org/David Pakman.